Roy.
Hi, Roy.
From Quigley Down Under. Such a good
I was
movie.
thinking
Quigley Down.
Everybody.
Tom Selleck?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what? They're starting the
right.
stream with an
I was
incredible
thinking
pull.
like Roy Kent.
Those are the kind of references my parents talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we were talking about older people references. Hello, and we are back after a short amount of time. We played last week,
Yeah,
right?
we did play last week.
Yeah.
Wow, we
All
really got high pitched.
I'm a little bit under the weather, but not so much that this show couldn't go on. So let's get to it. Who's doing the recap? Whoever, you all have inspiration, so you can either do it and get 50 gold or a healing potion.
I'll take a healing potion.
Yeah,
Are you sure you don't want 50 gold to give away to a person? in
Healing
need?
potion.
I am
Healing
not speaking
potion.
as Gyrus.
I
I am recapping
Cyrus
as,
wants the healing potion.
I thought it would be
Kyle?
funny if
Yes.
you
recapping
just
as Kyle
started
too.
and got the 50 gold and immediately gave it away.
Son of a bitch!
We just be so
How did the
mad.
Dick
Embers
move, man.
Like, how do the Embers feel about that? Though, like, are they a
You'll find
charitable
out.
organization?
You'll find
Like,
out.
are they take donations?
You will
Okay,
find out
anyway.
all of these details of this session.
Okay.
Yay, are we
Okay. So we did some stuff, and we ended up where we are.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Wow, that was
It's the
great.
Saints.
Well said.
Thank you.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Do we have
yeah,
notes that
so
we want
we-
to show?
we started
You weren't
out-
here.
No,
You
it
were.
was. I only
Kelsey,
drew a snake.
Yes.
The disappointment.
Right. So we had
The bar is so high
Oh,
that
I
it's
know.
easy to disappoint.
we
I had to
had
think a lot less.
we spent most of the session arguing with each other. Which
Yeah,
I don't
think
need to
so.
recap a lot because it was going back and forth about what the right thing to do is. We found out that Kelsey is an Inceptor and Dream Eater.
He's the dream eater.
She doesn't eat the dreams, but she...
Okay, she's a
uses
dream
the-
harvester.
Yeah, Dream Harvester. I like that.
Yeah, she plants the dreams, harvests the dreams,
Not
and
a dream catcher.
and
I'm gonna update my resume.
No,
Dream
and-
Harvester.
yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
ships them
update
off
my
to
resume.
Dendar to consume, so that Dendar can eat the sun or whatever. Like,
Destroy the world.
destroy
No
the
big
world
deal.
and eat the sun, and like whatever. But whatever.
Like I said, lofty goals.
Lofty goals
Not
that
gonna happen.
realistically it hasn't happened yet. So,
The only problem is, like, think of it like an hourglass, but we just don't know how
Where we
far
are, yeah.
our
We have no
hourglass
idea.
Yeah,
Could be
no.
one grain away.
Or could have just started yesterday. Who knows? So we argued about that for a long time. Kelsey wanted to get a bob, or Simone wanted to get a bob, right?
Like a haircut?
No, a bob,
like a
like a
miscellaneous
person,
person
a
that I
random
could
person
play.
from the
I
group.
also
thought-
thought
I thought
we were
haircut
talking
too.
about
I was like,
haircut.
No,
Oh,
And then I was
Did I
like,
black
lunch
out for a
roll,
second?
lunch
Do you
roll.
have the angles? But you do.
yeah, she does. But she
Totally,
went.
she'd look great with a bob.
She'd have
Would
to grow out the side though.
just
Anyway.
Indian's gonna wake up. You guys will cut him a bob.
Oh my god.
You wake up to you guys.
I
I
wanted
don't
to
just
see what it looked like on
yeah,
somebody else.
I don't just shave during the night.
You don't just shave
I will-
faces
I
with
cut
your
hair.
face.
Yeah, my scissor hands.
Edward Scissorhands over here.
Anyway, yeah, we spent a long time arguing about that. We found out about Dendar and the dream eating, and
it was a lot to process.
It was a lot to process. We did decide to escort the formerly rich people to Arstelia
Mhm.
and returned. Endymion very valiantly took it upon himself to have a worse dream that then Simone could harvest in order to
Yes.
at least temporarily alleviate the bad dreams that Baz and Endymion had been having, so they
that's
could get
nice.
a
That
full
was nice.
night's rest.
And it wasn't so bad for him.
And it wasn't so bad. It was actually worse for Shannon real life
It was
than
pretty
anyone
gross.
else.
So it's probably gonna happen again.
It's pretty scary.
More often.
Kelsey also got a familiar out of her mouth.
There's
And,
also
Yeah.
Shannon
or
did
sorry,
before.
Simone got a familiar.
I didn't
Kelsey
like it, but I've
did
decided
not
Baz
vomit a
likes
snake,
it, so it's
to
fine.
my knowledge. And then we followed the green flame in the sky and found the embers. And they were very welcoming because they're like, you can see it, so you can come on in. And we went in and we met. What was that guy's name?
This is the Embers headquarters.
Before Erras. Who was the guy outside? What was his name? F. I didn't write it down, but this is super important.
The guy outside.
Is it?
The guy outside.
The random guard.
Yes. No, the very important character who will come back many times.
Not Erras.
No, Erras
Vindt?
Vindt is the leader.
Erras Vindt?
Yeah,
No,
he's-
not
That's
Erras
his
Vindt.
whole name.
He's the leader. No, not Erras Vindt.
So
The
is
guy
it-
before.
Could it be Erras Vindt?
I don't think it's.
It was
It's
the old
Erras
man
Vindt.
outside that was like, hello.
I think
No,
that's
we-
Erras Vindt.
Thoughts
whatever.
on that one being Erras
Anyway,
Vindt?
We're
We-
joking.
we met a
Was
guard.
it Erras?
We
If
met
you're
a
wondering,
guard.
I'm pretty sure it was Alec, but I could be
Alec,
wrong.
that sounds right. Anyway, he's going to be super important later on. We know, just like Miriam Catface.
Yellow
and
eyes.
Yellow eyes.
Don't forget it.
Miriam Catface.
People don't forget it.
Cat.
Miranda Cat Scratch. And then we met Erras Vindt, and he was like, "Hello, yes, I know everything about you."
He
but
was
go
like,
ahead and tell
hello, what up?
Yeah, tell me about yourself, but I know everything about you. And we were like, sup, this is a cool library. And there were books everywhere, and he has very big, tough bodyguards. And that was pretty much it. And he was like, tomorrow, your questions will be answered, essentially.
Take a snooze.
We're half initiated. So they won't tell us the rest of the thing until we're fully initiated. And we have to do the initiation, I guess, if that's going to be what we're doing. That is as much as I remember. I don't know if there was anything more.
I think you did great.
Thanks. Thank you.
I
That,
I think you did great.
I don't hear that very often.
I'm at 4 out of 8 of my sewing readings,
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mending.
and then I'm gonna be a mender.
I'm
Okay.
at 4 out of 8 of my learning to talk to people.
Cheers for Liver Dragon. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, nerds.
I'm drinking a chai spice cider. Just throwing that out there in case anybody's interested in
I'm
that
drinking
flavor.
berry.
I'm
It's
gonna have to
alive.
find that because it sounds.
It is interesting. There's also a
It
recipe on
sounds
it
terrible.
for the night owl.
Does it? Do you not like chai?
1 ounce vodka, 1 ounce Irish cream,
You don't
1 ounce
like
heavy
chai?
cream, 3 ounce of the
This is brand new
cider,
information
and
for me.
then
It's too much
ice.
cinnamon.
I have vodka and Irish cream.
All right.
Is there another thing you could, yeah.
So, you sleep in very simple lodging around a bunch of other people. It's just bunk beds, essentially. Like row after row of bunk beds. You can see there's probably about 100 people, maybe more, sleeping in at the same time. Plus whoever's out guarding and so on. Even Erras Vindt himself sleeps in the same area, and his guards, you notice, take shifts.
I'm gonna set myself staring up directly at him.
And they are
For
pretty
my-
much focused on you for the most part.
Okay, great.
So I'm probably not gonna be very sneaky if I have to vomit a snake every time I.
Well, it's not. It's on your
No.
arm.
Right, okay,
You
no,
kept
yeah,
it around. Yeah,
he's-
I was like,
she's.
oh, don't mind me.
Sounds like-
Excuse me for a moment.
It's not gonna be super stealth
Lady
mode
Trouble.
if I want to implant some bad dreams in here, because I could probably tally up some bad dreams.
Bro, we are at the Embers headquarters. Can you keep it in your pants for like one night?
All right, maybe I'll let.
Like,
you.
has
can
a-
we at least
She
beat
has a job
Embers
to
first?
do.
Yeah.
I want to be.
Are you saying
a
it's,
member.
are you saying it's better to join the club and then implant the dreams?
Yeah.
Once they can't take away your
It's
card?
not a big deal if you don't get caught.
What is happening?
I'll assume this is a conversation you guys have before.
No, this is a
Pla-
conversation
player
I probably
me is
wouldn't have
into
with any
this.
of them.
Oh, really? Okay, well, why don't you decide? Because it's nighttime. And
Okay,
everyone's
well, I'm
asleep.
gonna read a chapter of my sewing book.
Okay, and you're gonna skip the Dendar process.
We'll skip Dendar tonight
Okay.
because I feel like we'll probably stay here a couple nights.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to be Embers, you nutcase.
Who's we?
I'm nervous because of the
1,
guards.
2, 3,
Already the
4.
member of a society.
You have a very nice nightmare.
Oh, see, I should have done
Gain-
it, and you wouldn't have had a nightmare. I
gain a
would have
level of
saved you.
exhaustion.
from that.
You did this to me.
Actually, you did this to you because you guilt tripped me into not giving someone a nightmare.
Sisterly spat.
It's not a spat if one of us kills the other one.
I think that would meet the prerequisites of spat.
You do feel your connection to Dendar coming back. It's just not as strong as it used to be.
Okay.
And so when you wake up and you tell her, you're like, okay, well, I need to rebuild that
Yes.
rapport.
Subconsciously, I'm like, okay, I need to do this more often.
You gotta load. You gotta load the.
Yeah, I'm running on empty.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll do it next time.
Grumble,
Let
grumble.
me
Alright,
know
so
who you don't like during the day.
Okay.
You do have your familiar fear, or not fear, but nightmare of drowning in darkness
Gross.
in a level of exhaustion you get. Excuse me. So, when you wake up, people are kind of milling about, getting ready for the day. There is a sort of washroom that appears to be built in from the lake that's feeding into it. If you recall, you're here, so it's pretty easy to get water in. So there's flowing water if anyone wants to use it for cleaning and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it feels like a
I'll
good
take
idea
that.
to get clean.
Shower. Whatever. I'll freshen.
All right. It is just an open area where there's just like water kind of streaming down in multiple locations, and like men and women are in there together, bathing. Essentially, there doesn't seem to be any kind of like divide.
Sweet.
So you guys are chill with that.
Yeah.
It's a multi
Gyrus is a
gender.
Gyrus is offended.
All right, everybody does seem to be wearing the same type of clothes. Very simple.
Not all black leather.
No, that's actually iron armor or steel armor.
No, I was talking about what I'm wearing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's wearing all armor.
Yeah.
What are we all wearing?
what your characters are wearing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys wearing?
This.
Oh yeah, okay. And they're all wearing. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
What your miniatures show.
traveling garb and
Traveling garb, some of us have sweet wraps on our hands.
I see you fixed your mini. That's great.
I sure
Yeah.
did.
All right. You ask around and they show you where the eating area is, and everybody has the exact same food and the exact same amount of food. And that comes in the form of oatmeal, berries, bacon, and milk and water.
That's lovely.
Everyone has the same meal. And you can see Erras is eating amongst everybody else and talking to whoever comes up to him.
That's nice.
cool.
After people are done, they go about their day, doing whatever it is that their tasks are. And somebody comes over to you and tells you that Erras will meet you in his... or in the study, which is attached to the library, just a different room, really. Just a place for lots of cozy armchairs and a fire and that kind of thing. Kind of a lounge, if you will. So you guys head over there. Unless you're going to do something else.
Oh, that sounds good.
No, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go to the study.
Okay, you go there, and you wait around for an hour. Another hour goes by.
Is he standing us up?
No, but he's got things to do.
So we're just chilling in his study.
It's like the study. Think of it like a
Okay. Are there books in there?
You can bring books in there.
Yeah, I would get
Okay.
some books from the library.
All right. There are attendants to the library, and you can ask them what kind of book are you looking for.
Old stories.
Like fiction or nonfiction?
Both.
Okay. They point
The
you to
older, the better.
They point you to the nonfiction, and the opposite side is the fiction. And they show you and they tell you where to go. You can grab one of each.
This is a Kelsey question. How do you find rituals? Like, are they actually ever in books?
No, it's gonna be more like spell books, and in shops that sell spells, like spell scrolls, things like that.
Okay.
I believe.
So
I mean, unless you know of something different.
It's really up to you as to where you find them.
Mhm.
I mean, typically it's a spell, so probably on
in
a scroll or in a
spell book or scrolls. Yeah.
Okay.
They tell you that they don't have any spellbooks or scrolls. All the magic that they get is from Erras. They don't have training in how to, like, learn spells. Like a wizard can, for instance.
Okay.
Do you get a different type of book?
Yeah, let's get a book on monsters.
Okay. Any specific kind of monster?
Underwater monsters.
Okay. You find a couple books about underwater creatures.
Great.
All right, so you bring those back
Underwater
and
creatures.
you begin reading. You get a story on. You said the oldest book about
All the
stories.
Yeah.
Stories about people and.
Yeah. Heroes and histories and
Okay.
all that.
Okay. You learn a little bit more about the first age. Let's see. I'll tell you more about it.
My time.
As just meditates and maintains her key.
Nice. And then you just get angrier and angrier.
So you learn or get reminded of. Excuse me. In the first age, white dragons had become so prevalent that traveling outside Esmerin was a suicide mission. There were vast in numbers, originating from the islands north of the map that you see here. It's still frigid, that direction. They extended their icy terrain and reach to Esmerin and would torment the coastal towns, none more than Navogr. Over time, the elves, with the ingenuity of the dwarves, were able to create great magical weapons to mount onto ships. Over time, I already said that. As the white dragons near Esmerin were killed, the elves ventured further and further north, destroying in immense numbers the white dragons. Eventually, they made their way to Wistmarin, where they joined forces with the folk who lived there, and sent a massive...
People be whispering.
Wist, as in west. Okay. And sent a massive naval army north to deal with the ancient dragon's lair, where the dragons originated from. The casualties were astronomical and left the continent weak and withered.
Damn. White dragons.
Yeah. Okay. So after you waited for some time, in walks Erras Vindt with his 4 guards.
Erras Vindt in the study with the guards.
That's right.
The candlestick.
With the candlestick.
Hello.
It says, "Sorry for making you wait for so long. I had some things to take care of, and I wasn't expecting you to be here today. But, shall we speak, then?"
I think we're like already speaking, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Was it you that couldn't handle sarcasm, or was it your Warforged?
It's our Warforged.
Okay.
I didn't know what sarcasm is.
It's
You
like
know,
you.
you know the definition of sarcasm,
Yes.
but not when it comes up. And,
Well, I'm sure I've never encountered it yet.
no, right. Of course not.
Definitely not.
So why don't you all tell me about yourselves? Where are you from? What are your goals? Why are you here? Most likely you're here to join. I know that you showed interest speaking to Neela.
I mean, like, I'm interested. I already told everybody. No, not everybody, but
You
like
told everyone.
You and this group.
I've also heard that you're a bit loose-lipped.
That is accurate. We've had many conversations.
That's all right. We won't tell you anything that would cause us problems.
No, I told y'all that I love secret societies.
Right.
So I'm ready.
You're ready
Erras.
right now.
I'm ready.
No questions asked. Just
I don't know, it just seems
join.
I'm
And
not.
we know how secret societies operate.
Yeah, they're secret. Yeah, some of us can't keep secrets, and then
We're working on it.
secrets hurt someone.
I've heard that before.
Secret
I've
secrets
also
are
heard
for
that
everyone.
one. Anyways, yes.
So, Gyrus, why don't we start with you?
Okay.
How did you gain consciousness? Most likely the 3 waves.
That seems to be most likely the cause. It was about that time. I say about. It was precisely that time. Yes.
Where were you all when you... Where were you when you experienced the calamity that is the 3 waves?
Well, first we were on a ship. We were all on a ship together.
You were all traveling before.
Yes, we were on a ship.
As a party.
No, I was in the service of Lord Harold Veps of Narvargo, and I am no longer in his service. But I was at the time, and the waves happened.
And now what drives you? What are your motivations,
Well,
Sir Gyrus?
I realize this may put me at a bit of, perhaps at odds with the interest of the Embers, but I am a sworn knight in the Order of the Gauntlet. I serve at the will of Torm to help those in need and do what is right.
I don't see how those things couldn't be in line with the Embers. I'll tell you more about what our goals are, and you can decide for yourself, but there's no reason that you, following Torm, couldn't also be an Ember. We have many from various worshippers that just simply find our ideas mesh well with their own. So, let me just put you at ease by saying that's no disqualification. Joining.
That is reassuring, though I do have concerns about methods, considering the events in Alversea recently.
Well, we'll get to that. Why don't we move on to Endymion here?
Okay.
Where did you grow up, Endymion?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, Arstelia will do. Didn't necessarily grow up there, but it's where I'm from. But yeah, it's just, doing courier missions the last couple of years, and was on the boat with everyone when the waves hit. And
where was the ship when you
It was
just off the coast of the
Killimack
Wild.
southern coast? Yeah.
Yeah, the southern, yeah.
So the right. Well, depending on where you were, I can't imagine your ship made it.
It did not.
Wouldn't think so.
It's in several pieces.
From reports, the worst of the tsunami was around the island. Really.
It's a doozy.
Indeed. So, you travel around, you did couriers, and
Odd jobs here
Right.
and there, making my way. But, this crew's been pretty nice. It's gotten me this far, and I think we got a good thing going.
You like us.
Well, I didn't ask Sir Gyrus here because his noble and righteous virtues were told to me by Neela. You stepped up against the Black Cloaks in Undermint Village when my brothers and sisters tried to stop those evil doers from taking from that poor community in their time of need, no less. So I didn't need to ask what your virtues were, but what might you, Endymion, provide the Embers? What are your skills? What do you bring to the table?
I mean, I would say equal hate for old Beldar Hirsch.
Sure, he does not have very many fans.
Yeah,
Sure.
That.
Not by choice. No.
Yeah, and his calling card is fun. I'll drop my mage hand and show my missing hand.
Right, and what's the story behind that?
Shorter stories, Beldar.
Right, what's the longest story? I didn't. We've got time.
Yeah, tell us.
All right.
It's like a little sensitive talking about his hand.
I mean, it's.
Jairus, take a note.
Yeah, go for the notes.
Take a note.
I'll keep it on the briefer side, but
Wonderful.
I've been on the streets of Arstelia long enough to know when somebody's up to no good and they're not doing a good job of it. You know, occasionally you guys.
Yeah, but we do a good job of it.
Yeah, and
We do a good job of it.
I've had tussles with the guards enough to know what you can get away with and what you can't. Some idiot was trying to get away from him, and I was, just trying to cause a good enough distraction, and I got implicated in a way that I wasn't prepared for. Whatever that person was stealing ended up in my jacket, which was odd. So yeah, I essentially took
Wrong place, wrong time.
Unfortunately,
Sounds like, yeah.
That's really noble of you.
Yeah.
Someone like you.
So yeah, old Shiny picked me up and locked me up. He promised I would get out of there, and he lied. So I've got this to thank, and it's one of those. That's what you get for helping people sometimes.
Right, well, doing good is not always in line with what the laws on the books say. Jairus, I'm sure you'll have trouble with that idea. Perhaps. Perhaps not. However, at times, doing the right thing from the outside looks like you're doing the wrong thing, and you'll get punished for it.
Yeah, right and wrong's usually whoever has the most gold.
And that's what we're trying to fix. Us Embers.
But the odd thing of it all was whoever was that was trying to get away did something, and now I have an agent of Ilmater of sorts. Basically helping me out, trying to put me on a path of righteousness.
Sure.
And
There's no better path.
oh, it's fun.
Yes, it is.
I've kind of grown up a sorcerer, and now I'm finding myself with abilities of more in line with a cleric.
Sure.
Healing.
Sure.
Things.
Well,
Not my
fingers,
usual speed, but good.
fingers crossed your powers increase over time. What is the highest level spell you can cast these days?
Experimenting with level 4 spells now.
Fourth level spells. Yeah.
Same.
That makes you one of the most powerful people in the entire world right now.
Oh, then same.
Don't take that lightly.
Oh, trust me, it's going straight to my head.
Well, you should. You are quite literally one of the most powerful people in the world right now.
Wow.
One more time.
Well, you heard it.
It's nice. It's nice.
Don't worry, I got a voice recording.
Jairus running.
Oh, right.
Jairus
Click,
took a note.
clicking is the...
Yeah. Reel to reel tape.
Hold on.
Gotta turn it.
Okay.
Love this part. Hold on.
And so, brings us to you, Simone.
Yeah. Baz?
Simone? We're twins,
I see that.
obviously. Maybe
Not super obvious, but
not
it's
super
there.
obvious,
It's there.
but, like,
In the subtle.
The family resemblance is there.
it's there.
One of you is very pale, the other is not at all.
Subtle in the way that we're complete opposites.
She's supposed to be pale.
Look at that. Those
I'll
two
do some
not
photoshopping of it.
One of you is very pale. One is not at all.
No.
Listen, we're Geminis. We are complete opposites.
We are Gemini. That's true. Yin and yang, if you will.
Yes. So yes, we're sisters. We grew up together in where'd we go?
What?
Vifast.
Okay. Not very fast. Right. Bye fast. Okay.
Yeah, Vifast, just above
Oh, lovely
Mon and
place.
Alari.
It's a lovely place
Karen
to...
Rock is our county.
Karen Groth. See, you're gonna have to help me fill in some of those blanks.
It's a lovely place to grow up. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really lovely. And then at
Peaceful.
age 13, our parents split, so we both went with our different parents. I went with my mom, who's
That's
an elf.
sad.
It's okay, we
It's
kept in
fine.
touch. Look, we're fine now.
Sometimes it's the right thing.
It was the right thing.
Yeah.
They're not fine yet.
We're fine. What?
But we recently got back together for our Aunt Glinda's funeral.
It was a girls' trip. Supposed to
The
be.
funeral was in Vifast. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So you met there and you said, let's have a girls' trip. And
Yes, and we decided we wanted to go to
Yeah, our
Arstelia.
Aunt Glinda
So we
died.
hopped on a boat. Aunt Glinda died. I just got over a bad breakup. So we decided to have a girls' trip.
Yeah.
So we got on the boat. The boat never made it.
And now we're stuck with these guys.
We met these guys on the boat.
not stuck with them. I'm sure you could have left at any time. Why didn't you?
Because we came up with a really cool name for a group. And we really
And
like
we
being
just
a
And
wanna
that
break
is
the band up
that is
yet.
the bond that will not break. Is the name.
Yeah, it's
As
like
we
we
know,
really wanted to be bad
all of the
wizards,
bands, all of the bands ever
Yeah.
never broke up.
Listen,
Because they
Only
had
based
great
off the
names.
They had a
we
name.
haven't.
Not even
Not a
great,
great name, they
just
had
a
a name.
name.
Listen, we haven't put out enough albums yet to call
Yeah.
it quits.
Not yet. We're not done with it yet.
Right.
That's
Well,
for sure.
all right. So what's the real reason that your group stayed together?
Well,
Endymion's
We do-
clothing.
Yes.
Is that what you were
What?
suggesting?
we do a really nice job of protecting people, each other. And we've been through a lot together already. And so it makes the most
Seems
sense
a bit weird to leave them now.
to stick together.
Lies of omission are never really the great idea to start a relationship with.
That's a good.
The snake lady tell us.
Also, my mentor
Mm,
suggested that we stay together.
patron.
I'm just calling her my mentor. You don't even know what patron is.
It's a patron.
Okay,
I
so
know
you do
enough
know.
about
who-
you.
Okay.
meant she wants to do.
She highly recommended that we stay together. And so we've really fought to stay together.
Alan did say the same.
Mm.
Put
You're
more
the
stock.
messenger from Ilmater.
He's a doozy.
I don't have one of those.
I'm sorry?
I don't have one of those. But like,
But you have Doug.
I have done.
Torb said that loyalty is important. Whatever.
Loyalty can be important, I suppose.
And we've been
That's
told
my
to never
reason.
split up the party.
Never.
We've heard that in many lifetimes.
Words to quite literally live by.
I've read every book I've read.
I've got
It
it
starts
tattooed on
with
my
that.
lower back.
It starts with that. It also says, "Don't tell a fae your name."
That's
Also-
on my left.
Also good. These are all great.
Good
Great.
advice.
We
pieces of
learned
advice.
things.
And also, in every book
Don't
we've read,
say
it says,
your
join
name.
the Embers. So
Mm.
we just felt like we were driven towards the Embers.
Seems the opposite of our marketing campaign. Do you know anyone in marketing?
The Embers.
Do you know anyone in marketing who has a background in marketing?
We've come across a few marketing peeps.
Why not?
I mean, Alda was really good at marketing.
Lulu runs her own
Alda-
business.
Alda, he has a funny name for his shop.
Alda-
Alda.
All the things
you need. Yes.
All the things you need.
Oh, shit, I forgot about all that.
He's got a good shop, I suppose.
Shit, we got a good discount going.
He's
Yeah.
probably
All
dead.
right, so you met your sister in Vifast,
Yes.
traveled over, met these guys. Your patron said, don't leave them.
After the third wave, which was pretty scary.
Right.
They weren't great.
Any other information that your patron gave you?
Yes. This is actual Kelsey trying to think of it.
Eat dreams.
Shush.
Was,
Eat, pray, love.
Yeah, that seems right.
eat the sun, pray for bad dreams, love eating bad dreams.
Love darkness.
Yes. Oh, what did she say though? She actually told me something. This is Kelsey asking you, so I don't have to look back through my notes. But she said that something big is coming from the mountains or something like that.
She did.
Yeah.
Oh, was this the secret time thing?
I don't remember now.
I can look back in my notes. I wrote it down.
That's okay. We'll assume that maybe you
She
mentioned
did
it
say
later.
because she said stick
She
together.
said,
and
she said
something.
one other thing. I wasn't sure if that was something you told the group or if that was something I told everybody. Or
I didn't tell the group.
Okay.
That's
Well,
new to
telling
me.
us
I
now.
was concerned about the thing in the ocean, not the thing in the mountains.
Fair enough.
Same.
Kraken.
Oh yeah, you guys have not mentioned the Kraken to anybody.
Oh,
yeah.
But why would that just
You know
would
what?
scare people?
Yeah,
And what are we
forget
gonna
about
do
the
about it right
Kraken.
now?
it's
Wait,
not
did
what
the Kraken
you
get
can do about
released
it. What could
during
other people do about
the
it?
third
Nothing,
wave?
because we're the
Yeah.
most. He's the most powerful person in the world.
He
And
is
half
now.
the time, nobody trusts what I say.
I
But-
just thought it was funny that it just has not come up. It was just
It's,
funny.
it's just kind of a thing. I
We're
don't
like,
know.
huh?
Maybe if we don't mention it, it'll go away.
Like, I am gonna blank that out. 'cause
It's
that
just
was
like
Listen.
imagine seeing Godzilla emerge, destroy a ship, and like, I'm not gonna mention that.
Now my monkeys.
I'm gonna keep that to
Not my
myself.
circus.
Not my monkeys. Listen, I forget about the Kraken
It's okay.
constantly.
All right. So back to the conversation with Erras Vindt. He says, "All right. Well,
I mean, I think I would tell him to avoid the mountains. That we were told to avoid
I will
the
actually have to go back and
Yeah,
figure out
sounds
what
good.
I told you because I don't want to say anything right now. But so you're a group, and I know a bit about what you can do. I saw some of what you can do myself.
Wait,
What?
When
One more
were you
time?
watching us?
Yeah, I've watched you from time to time.
How?
Scrying. Do you know what
Oh.
scrying is?
I've heard of that. It works. It's new technology.
No, it's not.
that's yeah, no.
It's really, it's truly
It's
not.
not
It's like
cheap.
getting the. I haven't gotten that
Uh,
update yet.
Have you also been affected by the waves,
I was affected by the waves, yes.
but are no longer?
Yeah, because you still hold your magic.
Much of my power was reduced. I wasn't affected quite as much as maybe some others.
Why?
It's tough to say.
As in,
could
it's
be-
hard to pronounce, or
It is hard to pronounce.
Can you also?
It's in primordial.
Oh.
that is hard to
Yeah.
pronounce.
If you speak primordial, I can tell you.
I speak primordial.
Damn it.
she does.
All right, I'll tell
Fuck.
you. No, I was. I knew it was coming.
Ah. So did you have a bunker?
That's right. The one that you're in right now.
Oh.
It was much smaller. It was much smaller then. But because of what happened, I figured it's time to create a larger base camp. Anyway, so I tried to put up as much magical shielding as I could. The problem was most people didn't know about it. The powers that be. I had intel on it from an inside source that it was happening. A spy. That's right.
Very good.
A very high-ranking individual. Told me about it, and I was able to shield myself. So it's very likely that some of the king's wizards may still have some
Sure.
power as well. They might have taken it, or maybe they didn't realize how it would have affected them. Well, no, they would have known. Scratch that whole thing. They did it because they wanted to stop them. So yeah. So they may have wizards. They might have some powerful wizards still, but I'm sure that they were affected as I was, but maybe not quite as much as the rabble. Yes.
Since we're doing story time, do you know where they started that?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm willing to give that information to the uninitiated, if you want.
That's fair.
And what is your initiation process like?
Well, we'll get to that as well. We haven't given Bastion a time
Oh,
to tell us about themselves.
I go by Baz.
My apologies.
That's okay.
We're not friends yet, so I didn't want
Some
to
of
assume.
us-
I didn't want to assume.
Thank you. That's like really nice. Some of us call us Baz and the Zits. It's a good
Only
name.
you.
That's
But
what
yes.
Neela said. That's what you go by.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
God.
we told Neela. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Makes two people.
I'm this guy's twin, as you can tell. But
That's a girl.
this gal's twin.
That's a little joke for you, Jairus.
No, you were correct. It's not a joke.
Oh boy.
Yes, you're right.
Are jokes supposed
Right.
to
So
be
you,
factual?
so I know your story from hers, but
Yeah.
how was your
up to
growing up?
Get back in there.
Well, I grew up in the mountains at the Temple of the Shadows.
Oh, very interesting.
A name I can't remember of my own, the home I live in.
Temple of Shadows, right?
Shrine, excuse me, the Shrine of Shadows.
Shrine of Shadows.
Yeah, I live in this little monastery with my dad, Doug St. Pierre.
Right. Well, they have much power,
Yeah,
and
we're pretty sneaky.
I don't believe that the 3 waves would have affected a monk's abilities.
So far, so good.
Slightly different than the arcane.
Spellcasting.
It's not really spellcasting. It's mostly just like being observant and really harnessing your ki.
Right.
But you do cast spells, but they're lower level.
But the source of the magic is not the
Key.
same as what a wizard or a sorcerer would.
They're not like spells. They're like
Well,
Her spells are very
They
kicky
are.
punchy, where ours are more like zippy zappy.
yeah, right.
kicky
Great
punchy.
description.
And yours are more like
Yours are more tentacly. Yes.
Gross.
She's not sister. Anyway,
Does that mean she's not gross?
fair enough. So, did you enjoy your time with the Shrine of Shadows?
Yeah, I like being sneaky,
Yeah.
and
I see by your boots that you've accomplished your first task.
So true.
That's great.
So true.
So true. I was like really good at it.
Good for you.
Thanks. It was a really big accomplishment, and like my friends were there to watch. It was pretty great.
Indeed.
So like to be a little sneaky,
Mhm.
and I
Everything
like
about that.
Fantastic.
quiet places.
Wonderful. Well,
Oh, yeah, I get it.
as I've mentioned to Endymion here, the 2 of you are also one of the more powerful individuals in the world. And Sir Jarvis, you are also very powerful. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I
thank
meant,
you.
I meant more magically speaking.
Sure, yes.
I can
I
also
am not
cast
that.
at 4th level
Right.
and went to a more prestigious university.
Sure.
I graduated
Sure.
summa cum laude.
And
Or magna,
tons of extracurriculars.
Yeah.
And so many boyfriends.
All right. Well,
At the
Wow,
same time,
you are the Elwoods of that organization.
As she said, I did
May.
previously study
My
at the
favorite movie in like almost
Yeah,
any movie
yes.
is that like energy that's just
Hey!
I like
Love
what? Like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
all right.
I'll
Well,
feminist
let me
manifesto.
tell you about the Embers.
Yes! Finally!
Gyrus, take note.
Gyrus, take a note,
That's
baby!
where we will end this session.
I would be.
That is it. You are all
Devastated.
close.
And we are all full. Thank you so much. You can have a cookie on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
We
I
actually
wanted to
have
tell you.
donuts and coffee if you stay for the service.
Coffee's for closers.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. Well, I think either Neela or maybe even Lulu, by accident, might have told you a little bit about
Lulu has
nothing to do. with
Nothing
it. Yeah, she's
to
not.
do.
She's certainly not an Ember.
She's definitely not an Ember, and she's very good at keeping secrets.
Don't worry, she's safe. Ish.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
How could we do anything to Lulu? She's wonderful.
That is
She's
true. She makes
wonderful.
the best chai tea.
She was very helpful, and she was very cognizant.
Oh, she did nothing really wrong. It's your Anyway, it doesn't matter.
You know, everybody, you know,
maybe
stumbles here or there.
perhaps we
some
should
more
just
than
let
others.
him speak
So tell us
before
about
we
the
make
Embers.
more mistakes.
The Embers!
So, I suppose created the Embers more by accident, really. I had an idea that, well, sorry for the words, but was burning in my brain.
Hey.
I couldn't help
We
it.
get it, Erras.
But it was consuming me, really.
I'll explain it later, Jared.
My father was a farmer, and he excuse me, was asked by the local lord to give me into service into the guard, which is somewhat common practice. Most of the time, you don't need to worry about it. Not where I was from, because the banners have not been called in some time. However, he refused. You see, he didn't want his son to die because of the whims of some far-off lord or king. What gives them the right, really, to say whether I live or die? And because he refused, they pestered him, continued to refuse, started to, they began affecting his farm, sabotaging it, really. Until finally they decided, well, if you refuse and you're on our land, you must either leave, which as a farmer you can't simply leave. Your entire life is built into your land and home. So that was death, essentially. Destitution. Leave, sign me up for conscription, or go to prison. And he continued to refuse, and he said no. What gives this person the right? Does the fact that you were asking me, as my father, to sign off my son, I can't control another man. He's a sovereign individual. Make up his own damn mind. But that's not the way it was back then. Anyhow, he had refused over and over. They beat him up, took him to prison. We lost the farm. My mother was sent with me and my younger siblings to a distant relation in Australia, in one of the poor districts, and we grew up impoverished without a father because he wouldn't go along with the way things had been done. And so, in my mind, I mean, that was a traumatic experience. I was probably 12, I think, at the time. And so I thought, why is it so that a noble, or king, or anyone really, is born to a name, and they get to make decisions of life and death, and in all of your finances, because they were from the same bloodline as the person before them? I mean, what is a child born as a prince given some divine power or knowledge? No. They have access to. You don't agree? It's in their blood, is it? That they just simply learn how to govern correctly and be good?
Well, there must be.
Well, I'm here to burst your bubble, Sir Gyrus. They are born a mewling whelp just like the rest of us. They happen to be born on silk sheets with access to things that we are not allowed to have access, only because their father did, only because their father's fathers did, and before them because they took it. That is now just simply alright. Anyhow, so I thought to myself, well, that doesn't seem appropriate. Does not everyone have value? Equal value? Ought not everyone have the same value, I should say. But that's not the way things are. And I was kind of communicating that with my friends and family. Got roughed up a bit by the town guard, talking of treason. But I was a child at the time, so they thought, what good could it really do to hang a 12-year-old? Beat him up and he'll forget about his ideas, as most before have. But that idea grew. It grew and grew, like a fire, in the minds of the people I told. And it wasn't just that they didn't want that their children to die on the front lines of some far-off land because the king had a problem with another lord. Oh, it's not as if the king's children would be on the front lines, is it? No, they get some duty counting wheat in a safe place. Even their distant relatives' sons' nephews will get a cushioned job. No, it's us. We die for the whims of the kings. That's one aspect of it. The other was the fact that they can simply just take your money by coercion. If you were to say, no, I own this land. This is my land. And they say, well, your land is within the jurisdiction of this lord whatever. I said, so you owe taxes on it. You owe tax on this land. You think, all right, well, I suppose we need some services and things like that, and they'll pay the taxes, and then the taxes go up and up and up. And you see more and more farms get taken by the crown because they couldn't pay. And now the crown is in the farming industry. Why would they want to let individuals farm when they could farm, keep the profits? And so if you say, Mr. Taxman, I don't want to pay your tax, say, well, we'll put you in prison and work you, and we'll take your farm too. What are you going to do? Is that a fair? That's not freedom. Not free to say no. Freedom is the freedom to say no. You can't say no. Not anymore. There is no land for you to claim as your own. It's all owned by someone. And as my father always said, if you don't own land, you're no man at all. Or woman.
Thank you.
Woman or robot.
All inclusive here.
I do not own land.
Right. Well, you must be no man or robot or the person. What he did not mean it. He did not mean it as a.
Jairus is having an
My
existential
apologies.
crisis
What
today.
that
He writes this
Short
down.
circus.
what that truly meant was that if you don't own land, you can't sustain a family. You can't grow your own crops. You can't be self-sufficient if you don't have land. You're always going to be reliant on someone else. You'll have to buy or trade something for your food, your water, things like that. If you own land, you're somewhat of your own king of your land. You get to decide. These crops go there. This goes there. You're the king of your land. Or it should be like that, anyway. And you say, for instance, well, all right, I don't want to be a farmer anymore and be beholden to this, and I'll sell my farm. And the taxman says, oh, well, you sold it, then there's sales tax for that. Oh, and you purchased that. Oh, well, there's a purchasing tax for that as well. Next person owning this land. And also the taxes. So they get to keep their taxes and double tax the transaction. Does that seem fair? They have no play in me handing my farm to this person. How are they involved? And yet we have to pay them. There are many such taxes like that they fill their coffers with, live quite well. Too well, when there are such horrible things in the world like tsunamis, when the people need food and shelter and a place that they can see as hope. And they see their food being shipped up to the castles through the slums while their children are starving. No wonder Avicii went up in flames. As you can see, the idea is burning. The fire is spreading.
It catches.
It does catch. The embers are lighting these fires all around. And we are the flame that will burn the pillars of the institutions that have created these invisible shackles, these illusions of freedom, the illusion of safety. Just ask Neela how safe she was. if you find her. I will have to... We sent her on a mission. She hasn't returned in some time. Anyway, you know her story, right? She thought she was safe. You know, the crown will protect us. No, that's an illusion as well. Now, if their town had the abilities that I was given to them, then they would have been able to stop those bandits before any problems would occur. Do we need nobles, lords, and kings to manage things like roads? Is he born with, oh, now I know, these roads need to go here, be maintained this way? No, they have learned. And you think a king has any idea how to maintain roads? You know how many layers you have to go down from the king before you find someone who actually knows how the roads are designed and maintained? The king doesn't have any ideas. Nor do the several people in his council. No, there's no reason to have a king. A king is only there as a figurehead and a way to start wars that all the men and women die for. So, Neela told you that we give power to the powerless. And the part that she left out was giving the powerless the power means we no longer need the powerful. Now, we do not look to murder or destroy people. But if they refuse to go along with what the people want, then actions need to be taken, because they will die. They will, let's say, die trying to maintain that grip, that iron grip of those shackles. The status quo must be maintained, so say the nobles and lords. If they simply let go of that grip and become part of the rest of us, then we will all be equal again. But those that refuse, that will fight, they will do anything, they will die kicking and screaming. Well, then what is to be done? When the people say so, what's to be done? You said you weren't sure about our methods. If I told you what the Lord of Alversea had been doing in the privacy of his castle, you'd have locked him up, if not murdered him, long ago. This was not some compassionate individual. He was a murdering, thieving, gluttonous fool. He only had power because people were too afraid to speak up. But not anymore. Not anymore. So that's the Embers. We're here to disrupt. We're here to flip the board. Remove those in charge and create a more equal society. Where everyone has power. Which means no one can be a dictator. No one can tell you your son needs to die on the front lines because you had some squabble with some distant lord. How many wars do you think, Sir Gyrus, were created in noble pursuits? And how many do you think were petty and built on ego? A percentage, why don't I think of it that way? You're a reader. The problem is you don't know, because the winners write the stories. But you can infer. I know your consciousness has not been around for very long, but when you read into them, read between the lines. That's not... Perhaps that's not the phrase I should have used.
Look past
Subtext.
Yeah.
The word is subtext. You know the definition of subtext. You'll find there were many. Many started because of love of someone that was unpure or any number of reasons. Anyway, that's my monologue. If that's something that you can get on board with, then we would be happy to have you.
I mean,
I
that was
wish
a
my
hype
fa-
speech.
I wish my father would have been brave like yours.
Well,
So, like,
The
Embers
problem-
on 3, or?
Or
I-
there's one.
as a parent, you can understand that principals go by the wayside with their children. They can. You can forgive it.
Yeah.
You might call my father selfish. He could have simply done it, and then he would have lived, and I would have been his son, and very possible that I wouldn't have left the farm whatsoever. But he had principles, and it destroyed our family. But it may have created something new, something more important. So perhaps it's worth it, but you can't blame those who forgive the principles in the name of safety. But that's what we're trying to show. There is no safety. They'll destroy you. They will get what they want
I know. I
by coercion.
saw it happen to my father's kingdom. It was small. You barely call it a kingdom. But he was dying, and everything around us was being taken up by Freyfast and all the other neighboring cities, so I was the only male heir when I was too young to have a decision. He sent me to Arstelia to learn magic to hopefully come back and help things.
Well,
I wasn't given the choice.
Well, your father's idea was sound, which is what I'm trying to do, is give those individuals the power to cast those spells without piling in money to an institution that's corrupt, and instantaneously, so you don't have to spend so many years away. Wouldn't it have been nice to simply pop over, grant you the powers, and then all of a sudden your town is safe? Because everyone has the power.
How are you able to grant those powers, though?
That I can't necessarily tell you.
Because, like, you don't know.
I think I know.
Your secret.
I think I know.
I mean, you could just, like, verbally process it with us if you need to.
I'm still grappling with it, really.
I mean, it would help to talk about it. I think.
Well, Do you know how sorcerers, wild magic sorcerers, cast their spells? Gyrus, why don't you lighten everyone?
Isn't that you?
They.
Oh.
She's a warlock. She's not a sorcerer.
I know, I forgot. Sorry.
They draw on the chaotic energies of seemingly untethered magic. Other magic users get theirs from perhaps a divine source, or some sort of magically powerful being, or
Gotcha.
from the power of their kicks and punches, I suppose. As I am learning today.
If you punch very good, you become magical.
I am so good at punching.
Well, when
You
you
start
magic
start
weapons,
fires
yeah.
with.
Yeah, you can punch.
Remember-
someone
remember
else.
you guys
Yeah,
said
you
Some
made a fire.
are-
What, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
You started a fire by punching so fast. All right.
I'm like really speedy.
But
Right. So the point is there are various ways to become magical.
Yeah,
With
but you
deity,
can like, give
patron,
them away.
much like a patron could.
I know, it's like, how do you become a patron?
I don't.
You have to be a god.
I don't think that's accurate. I wouldn't consider Dendar necessarily a god.
Well, a goddess.
A demigod, I suppose.
Just
There
a
are-
general term, but
Oh,
sure.
Oh no,
Oh my God.
demon lords have been known to grant powers. Among powerful angels, they are not gods.
Goddess.
Or
Well,
goddess.
Goddess.
I
Pearl
think
for god. Goddess.
I think it's a combination between
Total for God.
a sorcerer's ability to pull the energy from the universe, as well as whatever creates a demigod. if you will. I'm certainly no demigod. I don't have the powers that Dendar has, for instance. I have small power compared to the demigods of the the people out there. But a fraction of it, perhaps. I don't know why. Perhaps it's just this idea. Perhaps I have a god that has seen me that I don't know who it is necessarily. I'm not sure.
How long have you been able to do that?
I've been able to transfer, or not transfer really.
Bestow?
Bestow is a very good, very good word to use.
I know some words.
Good job.
Very impressive golf clap.
Thank you.
I'd say for about maybe 3 or 4 years. I
Oh,
suppose.
so fairly recent. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Was there an inciting event?
My powers grew over time. I was able to harness certain, you might call them cantrips. Much like a sorcerer can, and over time you become more powerful as you do it more often. The natural progression a sorcerer has, or a warlock potentially, is the more you do it, the more powerful you become. It's a natural progression. So it started small and
Turns out people are right about practicing.
Sure, but
Yes, practice.
Practice is very important. Yes. But most really any sorcerers don't find themselves with that particular ability. It's-
true enough. But I'm glad I have it.
Well, it does seem like it comes in handy.
Right.
I'm gonna make an insight check with my -1.
Okay.
Cool, that's an 8.
I mean, he seems
Okay.
forthright. He hasn't
Yeah.
changed any intonation or anything
Sure.
like that. He's answering all your questions, and he's told you quite a bit. You'd also know that what he's telling you isn't private information.
Right. We've known that he could do that. Yeah.
You knew that he could grant that ability, those abilities, and you know that he and all of his followers have been banned from speaking or preaching in all the cities and towns
Sure. Makes sense.
for fair enough reasons.
When you achieve your goals, and presumably all hierarchy is gone, how will order be maintained?
What order? What order?
Well, if there is no authority, then what is to stop someone from simply taking what they wish? You complain of the nobles taking what they want whenever they can or whenever they want because they are able to. And yet we know that there are bandits and there are those who are not in positions of power who still seek to operate in a way that is harmful to others for their own benefit.
Right.
Obviously they exist. It's not a perfect system, I will grant you that. But to remove any sense of authority or structure, would that not be giving them more freedom to continue to do that?
So your question is, if the town guards were to disappear, who would stop the raiding bandits from destroying some towns?
Sure.
Would not all of the individuals in the town casting fireballs against those bandits be able to stop them?
Well, what's to stop someone who can cast fireballs to decide that they have enough power to take what they want?
Mutual destruction.
It's a lot of
Self-defense.
That sounds like fear. This seems to simply there is something that is not aligning.
Well,
I will need to reboot.
all right. Well, as you saw from Neela's experience, the illusion of safety that's what it is. It's an illusion of safety. The town guard won't stop bandits. Not really. Bad things happen all the time, but wouldn't it be nice to be able to fight back? A weak woman, weak physically, not, anyway.
Not that women are weak. We get it.
Weak person.
Is much stronger when it's a fair fight. At least then it's a fair fight, isn't it? If the bandits can cast fireballs and you can cast fireballs, then it's equal grounds, isn't it?
Sure.
If it's bandits with their muscles and weapons and rage and chaos against a town without men because they've been taken away for some far-off war, which is what happened to Neela, then that's not a fair fight, is it?
Agreed.
It's an equalizer. How about that?
The lack of hierarchy is an equalizer?
He's asking, what if bad people were to do things still? And I'm saying you could defend yourselves. You don't need the illusion of guards.
I see. So you just assume everyone would be okay defending themselves.
I think that it would be a fair fight.
The hope would be there would be more good people.
And
out there.
what's to stop a town from creating their own town watch and guards?
But then who becomes the town guard?
Volunteers, just like the volunteer rescue fire brigade.
And who determines what it is that the town guard enforces?
The town decides.
How does the town decide?
It's
They
up to
vote.
them. Democracy.
Giving the power back.
Why does it have to be from a noble? Why not the town deciding via vote?
I like that. I like to have a voice.
Otherwise, it's just.
Is democracy an established philosophy in this world?
We'll say that it's an idea that's been tossed around.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Good. Okay.
I didn't think about
Like
it.
I didn't want to. I didn't know if Jairus would be like, what? Like,
The fuck?
like this has never been brought up before.
Let's say that there's been stories of like distant lands who don't have kings,
Sure.
things like that.
Yeah,
It's just been in this realm. It's been thousands of years of like kings and nobles and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Kings have been taken down and replaced, but it's always been
Right. There's always been
very, very
Led by family.
Yeah, exactly. It's led by bloodlines and not democracy.
Just saying.
Your concerns are valid. I'm just simply saying it's just separate from, rather than being a king saying decrees, it would be left to the people to decide.
There's not many books about it, but I can tell you one thing. Arstelia feels like there's not a lot of bandits outside the walls. The bandits are the ones in the towers.
Mm.
So
They're just the ones that can afford the guards.
what's your 5-year plan, Erras?
I'm not going to tell the uninitiated what we're planning on doing.
Well, I said Embers on 3.
I heard you.
And how you know the initiation right, I don't know.
I don't know where you got that information. No.
I guess that's one last question.
Oh, that
is-
took me a second.
Sure.
Sorry.
It's a simple. It's a simple process. It's quick.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you determining what cities to, I don't want to say overthrow, but...
Again,
Sure,
I'm
just
not
that.
going to provide people who aren't part of the Embers information on our decision making and
I'm just saying,
plans.
this isn't every city that is being turned on its head. It's every city that needs it.
I really can't say.
Okay.
Endymion.
Is
Didn't stop
To-
pressuring him.
to be initiated, is this a commitment on our part, or is it an agreement between parties? As you have spoken of equality,
Mm-hmm. Well, you either believe in the idea or you don't. If you believe in the idea, then we initiate you into the Embers. If you believe in the idea, then we can initiate you, and if you don't,
I believe.
Ah,
I'm
wait,
sorry.
I understand.
I'm just so
I
excited.
know you're so ready. You are so ready. If you don't believe in the ideas, then we just send you on your way. Make it so they don't find the headquarters anymore.
Seems wise.
Right.
I mean, I said Embers on 3. I'm fully ready.
We'll also be scrubbing your memory of us.
But
Oh.
when do you?
Well, we can't
like
just,
one of those Men in
like-
black things.
Right.
Wait, no. If we don't join.
If you don't join,
Okay,
then we
that's
have to. I mean, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know where our headquarters
have
is.
magic capable of doing that?
Oh, sure.
that's
Some
like-
people have heard of it called mind blank.
Pineapple
I think that's what it's
hibiscus
called.
is not my
It's a
favorite.
common. Common. It's a higher level spell, but
That's an actual spell.
hmm
That's cool.
yeah, you can make people forget people and events and things like that.
I suppose my question is
I want that in real
more:
life.
you present yourself on equal footing with the members of the organization, and yet, if you wish something to happen, will it happen?
Oh, no. I mean, I told you I believe in the utmost of the sovereignty of the individual. If the person refuses to do what is meant to be done, then explain to us, and we'll all sort of decide. It's an ideology, if you will, that has a simple premise, and can be managed through various processes. Nothing is in stone. I'm not a dictator myself, if that's what you're worried about.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't want to pressure you into anything, so it's not like you can take your time with it if you'd like.
Like I said, I will need to reboot.
All right. Very well.
I don't need to reboot.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, I believe in the power of the people.
Sure. As
And
you should.
I feel like this is my own personal code. Like, I feel like I've been living this is how we do it at the Shrine of the Shadows, and it feels like very, very successful. Look how fucking sneaky I am and well trained, and also a delight.
I don't love the powerful.
No, who
I love
does?
the idea
They
of
are
getting the power of
boring.
people.
And we all live and die by the whims of their
And I think
By the
that's
whims.
sort of bullshit.
Do you know if there's a way to reverse
The wave?
magical erasing of memories?
oh, maybe a wish spell.
Why? Why do you need that?
I don't know why I left the Silver Oak Academy.
Ooh.
Well, you'll yeah. I mean, have you tried a greater restoration
flunk
spell?
out, maybe?
Endymion, you have trauma?
You might try a greater restoration spell if it was like something like that. I don't know.
Also heard that if you drink too much, you forget things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Probably not
I
as
do
a
not drink.
dwarf.
If you get
Forge.
expelled,
That's happened
just
a lot,
I've heard.
forget.
but you don't typically get kicked out of a magic academy.
For drinking too much? I've heard they're real party schools, yes.
Very well. So we've got a yay,
Hey.
I'm still on the fence.
Hey,
I
girl, hey.
just say I don't love just joining establishments. I've found them problematic,
Uh-huh.
and I like allies.
Is this really an establishment?
well, it's more of just an idea. If you either agree with the idea or you don't.
I absolutely agree with the idea. I just don't want to sign a binding contract that's gonna.
That is part of
Cost my other
con-
hand.
my
It's
concern.
not. That's not how it works.
We are entrusted with certain. We will be entrusted with certain knowledge,
Right.
privy to certain information, and as
Or
such,
maybe it's triple. I don't want to know.
Right. If you all right. So I think your question is, if things go a direction that you don't like, and you say, "I want out of this. I'm not interested in this anymore. I don't like this. Whatever it is. It could be any reason." Is that the idea? You want to know what that process looks
Sure,
like?
Yes.
Well, again, we simply wipe your memory of our goings on and the details, and we send you wherever you choose you want to go.
How often does that happen?
Not often. Almost rarely. I mean, the idea is really.
Yeah,
I thought it sells itself, but
I thought I was pitching it really
I
well.
thought it did rather good.
I
job.
liked the hype speech. I was in.
yeah. I'm just
This guy doesn't need
not saying
advertising.
you do, but some places are like, oh yeah, you can totally leave, and then on your way out, you get clubbed in the back of the head, and then you're end up in the bottom of the bay.
Totally, there are places
Because
like
that happens at a lot of bars in Australia.
More like your memory hold, and then your place wherever you choose. It's up to you where you want to go,
That is impressive.
and we'll deliver you there.
I'm in, obviously.
We know. We're asking about
I will need to.
Sleep on it?
I do not sleep.
Do you?
Just
All right.
think-
Well, let me give you a
the party.
let me give you a question to ponder this evening. How about this? The question to you is, what could I say that would change your mind? What is something that I could say that would allow you to agree to become an Ember? So just something to think about.
Maybe we can discuss.
And then if it's something I could say, then I'll say it to you. But if it's not, then we can part ways.
That is fair.
All right. Same to you, Damien. Very well. I have some matters to take care of. I can initiate the two of you right now, if you'd like. Just know that you two will be followed throughout the time you're here, and stopped if you try to leave, so that we can
Great.
do the thing.
pull those memories out of your head and
Yes,
get you to where you need to go.
And be
Suppose, yes. Okay.
But given the fact that, I know a bit about you, what you've done for the good peoples of Esmerin, it's not as if I suspect you to be spies or anything like that. More so just our due diligence. You will be followed, so keep an eye on it. All right, so you two.
Yay! Right now, we don't even have to wait for our friends. Yes!
Oh, sure, why not?
Excellent.
Bye, buddies.
All right.
Splitting
So-
up the party. Here we go.
So, in the spirit of equity, you will not be getting any new powers, I'm sorry to say.
What about me? I don't have any powers.
Yes,
certainly do.
I'm not magic, though.
Compare yourself to a simple,
Kiki magic.
a simple store clerk.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Their
Point
power,
taken.
their powers are
I'm like-
addition and subtraction, and that's about it.
Super powerful, then. That's
Right.
nice. That comparison is
Yes,
choice.
and because we are more about equity or inequality, then you won't be getting new powers, but it'll be more of just a rite of passage, if you will. And
Yay!
same for the rest, the two of you. All right.
All right.
I will have to ask you two to leave, though.
Bye.
Goes back.
See ya.
Later fucking
Yeah,
days,
get outta
bro!
here.
All right.
Get
so
outta
where do you
here.
guys? Where do you guys?
Oh, I want them to actually leave.
Same. Get the fuck out.
You can. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, it would probably be better if you do.
Get
because
out!
I'm going to tell you the whole like
Code
phrase.
word.
And it would probably be better if you guys didn't know.
That's fair.
Oh my god, this
Get
is great.
out.
This is great. This is great. Splitting up the party.
We can have a little chat while we're
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
have a
in the
chat.
library.
Yeah. You head over to the library.
Quiet chat because it's a library.
It is a library.
So we
It's
give
like
the
one of my
power to
biggest
the
memories of all
powerless
time.
when they have the power. We do not need the powerful is not the whole thing.
That's not the saying at all.
No,
that's,
it's not the same.
That's more of just a
I just liked that vibe. That's why I wrote it down.
I thought that was the same.
No,
the
that's not.
saying
That's
is
not the
I
saying.
something.
You don't even
Sure,
remember
I
the
gave it way
beginning of
too-
it.
I gave it way too much space on my paper.
All
You
right.
did. It's true.
All right. So this is where I'm going to kill you, and then you.
Perfect.
No, I'm just
We're
kidding.
reincarnated.
Erras, I said Embers on 3.
I'm trying to joke around with you. Jeez. Holy moly.
Felt as funny.
All
Jeez.
right.
Okay, I'm
So,
gonna take a
who wants to go first?
Me!
Obviously.
All right.
I was looking for
Wow.
it. I don't even remember the first half.
Why don't you have a seat?
I said.
All right, he walks around behind you, and maybe you're sitting opposite her.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. A little
Um,
uneasy.
Why are you lazy?
I don't know, it feels
Get
weird.
on board.
And
It's gonna make you drink Kool-Aid.
he puts his hand like very softly on your forehead.
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
And you feel kind of a warming sensation on your third eye, if you will.
Yeah. My
That starts
chakra.
glowing green and has a green flame kind of coming off of
Okay.
it, but
Yes.
it doesn't actually give off any heat or anything like that.
Neat.
And he says, "My place beside." Now, repeat after me, of
Okay,
course.
wait.
Sorry.
My place.
My place beside you.
My place beside you.
My blood for yours.
Beside you. Hang on.
My blood for yours.
My blood for yours.
Until the embers fire rises.
Until the oh wait, fuck.
Embers is, as in embers with an apostrophe.
Embers fire rises.
Or the end of the world.
Or the we definitely haven't heard this before. Or the
Yeah, we haven't.
I'm pretty sure I did. It's okay. Doesn't matter.
the
It's
world.
better that
It's
you
better.
didn't anyway.
Or the end of the
The
world.
end of the world.
And then he like
Wait,
pulls.
Or the end of the world what? That doesn't rhyme.
No, it doesn't rhyme. It's just a saying.
Oh, I really wanted to.
So it says,
So convinced it's gonna. I'm sorry. Wait, no,
I
there's
am
gotta be more.
out. I am
Sorry.
out.
That word doesn't rhyme with the last
only
word. Secret
wow,
societies.
sorry.
That's it.
No
Sorry,
more.
Erras.
All right.
But
And
wait,
then
there's
he
gotta be
and then
more.
he puts his other hand on his forehead,
Yeah.
and another like a flame goes from his head through yours
Yeah,
into his
that's
other hand,
awesome.
Oh.
and
Love
you.
I'm an
Now
ember!
you're an ember.
Yes!
What a,
Me!
what a cool thing.
Your turn. Okay. So all right.
I'm ready.
Musical chairs here, and then you change the
We high
locations.
five.
And the same thing happens. Go ahead and repeat after me. My place beside you.
My place beside you.
My blood for yours.
My blood for yours.
Until the embers fire rises.
Until the embers fire rises.
Or the end of the world.
Or the end of the world.
And that same thing
Rises.
happens.
We windmill high five. Like this, like Top Gun.
Erras just rolls his eyes at us.
Erras is like, what have I done?
Alright, now that you're part of the embers.
Yay! Finally!
I think so we've had people who've decided they don't want to be part of the embers, and we've had people who were spies.
Sure.
It's not uncommon for that kind of thing to happen, especially when we're putting up such turmoil in the land.
Sure.
So what I'm going to ask you to do is to watch over your two friends.
Sure. Can do. I picked Iris. You can watch him do me.
And
We argue a little bit about it.
I'm going to give you a mission
Yay!
already.
Yay! Anyway.
Your
So
mission.
choose to accept.
We accept! We were just initiated! Where
it's-
have you been?
You really should just do it. But come on. You're going to want to do this one anyway.
Get ready.
Prepared.
As I mentioned, Neela is missing.
Oh yeah,
She treated you well. She's kind-hearted,
Okay.
lovely person.
Yeah.
We sent her to go look after a small town and do some recruiting, and deal with any problems that they had. And the word was that there was some goblins ran through their town. They just ran through, screaming.
Okay.
So we had her go investigate it, but she hasn't returned. Her and a couple others.
She went to investigate and recruit.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, really, you're recruiting anytime you talk to anyone, really.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Be careful. It's like...
But
We'll make
Yeah.
bad recruiters.
mum's the word.
Yeah.
But if you get the sense that somebody's downtrodden or being oppressed, then maybe you mention it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we know?
It's no secret what the Embers are after.
Do we know, like, kind of where, like, where?
What was the small town called?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He points it out on the map.
Do we know, like, where to?
It's an unnamed like town
Okay.
in the mountains
Okay,
that's
in
that's
the
nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just has a cool little secret.
I'll and I'll say, eventually when these guys come back, I'll say you get to a village and they say, yeah, Goblin Cave, we used to be over there. It just ran through our town.
Okay.
And Neela went that direction.
Cool.
You're gonna come to a cave. Hence the map.
Great.
It's not a secret. It's not like a big mystery kind of thing.
Cool.
Well, it is covered in paper.
All right, so you can follow your friends, and I will allow them to leave. But if they leave your presence,
Okay.
we're gonna need you to track them down, and for us to be able to pull their memories, because we can't have where our headquarters is just wandering around with people.
You know what? That seems legitimate.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not
fair.
It's not insane. All right.
Go
Hey
get
guys, you can come back.
Oh,
Oh, is that the secret? That's the secret call.
Yeah.
definitely is.
One of
but
them. We
One
learned the
of
handshakes.
One of
Discussing
us.
more of my backstory and
Oh.
elaborated more on what actually happened to me in Arstelia. So.
All right. Well, we have two members of the Embers. Yeah.
Members of the Embers. We have
And-
members only jacket.
Yes!
Are you serious?
Sorry,
Do you wanna get out?
Okay.
Speaking of.
You're learning
the
how
other
to
thing.
sew, so you could.
I'm gonna sew members only on our jackets
Yes!
because I'm learning how to sew.
Yeah!
Can you guys earmuff? Sorry, there was one last thing.
The jackets.
No, all of your stuff belongs to the Embers now.
Ooh.
So you have to
Don't
give
like
up
that.
all of your money. Yeah, you have to give up all your money.
This was not. This is the fine print. We didn't
Everyone is equal here, and they're trying to rebuild an entire world. And so you're gonna have to give up all your money.
What about like our gear?
Your gear you can keep because it's like specific to you for now. Just to kind of your initiation
real
kind of thing.
unfortunate.
Okay, so
But
Zero. Can I lie about
you'll get the daily allotment that everybody else gets, and for right now we'll say it's a gold. You have 1 gold on your person.
I hate that.
I hate this.
I do want to do good though, so I guess it's okay. I already fucking did it. I can't take it back now.
Are there any
so-
take backsies?
Okay.
Okay.
So wait, what about our bag of holding and all of that stuff?
I know, because technically it's shared.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with this, and then we can kind of like, as you become more ingratiated in the organization, we'll talk about more. But
Should we erase?
all right, you guys are good.
Holy shit, I have
Wait, should we-
3,400.
So much louder out here.
Should we erase it though?
Mark it down somewhere else if you want.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, 1. Sorry, guys.
This hurts
I
my
for,
heart.
like
No, it's
literally
fine, it's
when he
fine.
came back, I was like, oh no, there's this
No,
this big thing that they're definitely gonna need to know.
I only
That's
saw
all I'm
her
doing.
face.
It means there's treasure. That's what that means.
I'm very unhappy.
Treasure.
Oh, unhappy. Never mind.
That was an unhappy
I thought that was the happy.
All right. Well,
wasn't.
I'm going to leave. These two have something to tell you for what they're going to do, and you should probably go with them. But I've got some things to do. Think it over. And for you two, keep everything Embers related to yourselves. They're not Embers, right? We can trust you with that, hopefully.
This is my note.
I think so.
Keep your lips tight.
Not to say we're anti-embers. I just think
No, I understand, but,
on the on the bubble.
can't give you all the information.
All right, so
Here.
we are on a top secret mission
Not secret at all.
From God.
All
Don't
right,
tell
I'm
anybody.
sorry.
Well,
You go into handle your business however you do it. It's not top secret.
This is a spicy
He's
mission.
Still
He's
here.
out. I was like, walks out.
I'll go now.
Bye.
Don't tell a soul.
All right, you are now alone.
So,
First off, the whole scrying thing.
I mean, alone.
I
Just
think
kidding.
We
I'm
can,
kidding, I'm kidding.
We can assume
he's spying, scrying on us all the time.
yes.
Wait,
do
I say
you-
that in my head to you.
Do you specifically remember me asking you for a random wisdom save like 3 seconds ago?
Mm-hmm.
That was that.
Oh,
Damn it!
wasn't that
I
interesting?
know enough about that.
So I say to
He
you
knows-
with my little telepathic thing. So can he hear us all the time?
I can't message back.
No, you can speak to me back.
It's not-
What do you? Let's see. Scrying.
I was out of magic school for a long time.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you
I
might not.
generally know.
You might not know the duration of scrying. For
No,
instance. Let
I'm
me
just
see.
I think in general, I mean, it just maybe.
Do
just
you know how
correct
long
me.
it lasts?
I don't. But I would
It's
say
not
it's
forever.
it's not forever. but they have enough resources, and clearly we're an asset that they would probably use those resources to keep an eye on us more often than not. And we're in their literal base, so
Yeah. Okay. So,
they know
and then I
a lot
telepathically
about
say
us.
to you, they're listening to us, so we should be careful about the things we say.
So I'm just saying,
Okay.
you know,
Mhm.
he's not here, but he's pretty much here.
He's not here, but he can probably hear us. I said it in my head too.
But and Dunian just said it out loud. So yeah, I know.
Cool.
You guys are the best at secrets.
So we're going on this top secret mission.
Super secret.
It's not a secret.
Um,
Stop
Neela,
saying that.
She wants to
Went.
feel important.
I know. Neela recently went to a neighboring small town village to check out what was going on and also recruit a little bit for the Embers. But a bunch of goblins ran through the town, and so she went to investigate and hasn't been seen since. So he is now asking us to go and investigate and see if maybe we can find out what happened to Neela.
Do you know where?
Yes, small town. We got it on a map. Little X marks the spot.
Okay, how
How
far?
far away?
Pretty nearish by.
Hop, skip, and jump away.
Half-
Spit,
half a
if
day.
you will.
Oh,
okay.
If you will.
Well, we should. If
You should
there
find Neela. I mean,
Well,
you guys
yes.
find
If
Neela.
there are people in need, we ought to help. Should we go now?
What time of day is it?
11 a.m.
Oh, then yeah.
Maybe
I
10.
think that would be the only question is, can we leave to go do this
Yep.
with our
Would they
current
let?
knowledge set?
We got
Ask them.
permission.
Oh yeah, he gave us permission for you two to come with us.
We just
'Cause he'll be
have to keep our
scrying
eyes on you.
I think they're going to keep their eyes on us quite a bit. Which, hey, cool.
Listen, what's your hesitation?
I'm just saying.
It's the music. Let me change it.
There,
I've lived in a big city long enough. No place is truly private.
also,
No, I know. I just. What's your hesitation joining the Embers?
I think I have less of a hesitation. It's more of, I don't know.
But
I just wanted to hear it out and hear both sides. And
Without-
I know this guy is.
without the rule of law,
There's law. It's just the
What is
law
it?
is decided by the people. There's law.
Mhm.
There's just voting
And
by the people. For the people. Of the people, if you will.
And I think we
Yeah,
just
that
need to
sounds really good.
show you
Doesn't that sound pretty good?
not all laws are created by just people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Not all laws are just.
I think I've kind of shown you how things are in Arstelia, and you saw how that guard acted
This is true.
down in Vindt Village. I think if we talked to them about maybe some proof, what else happened in Alversea that we didn't see.
Like, were they being shady?
He said they were. I mean, they pulled your chest apart, but they also didn't see you as a living being.
True, but that
Wait, but that wasn't the Embers that
No,
did
that
that.
was no
the
big
noble.
deal. It's nothing. It
Yeah,
was,
that was the
scientific
prince.
curiosity.
Yeah, that was the prince. That wasn't the
Yeah,
Embers.
but you heard what he said. You know,
Wait, what?
Yeah, what are you talking
There's-
about?
that was like saying about the king of Alversea was an awful person. in glass.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't tracking.
Sorry.
I thought you said that the embers cut open
Same.
his
No.
chest.
No. I was saying,
Oh,
like, trying to be like, I know firsthand that Arstelia is corrupt.
oh, yeah.
I've lived it. You can see some of the aftermath,
Gotcha.
and we've seen it.
Yeah, I misunderstood what was going on.
And just trying to prove to him, like, hey, if it's happening in one place, it can happen in a lot of places. So just because you read all this fairy tale
Oh,
stuff
and I
in
see.
books,
You're telling him because, yeah, bad people. Yeah.
like maybe we don't have to take his word for it, but that's something you should think about. Is laws can be made by the unjust.
Yeah, so I'm just like, why not just become a number now with us? Like, and then we don't have to keep any secrets from you. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
I think you
knights
should
can
wait.
have their own
I think we should go
codes.
to this town first.
But let's do this.
All right. As you're walking out, you hear a gong, and people start shuffling in a specific direction. Do you go with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
All right. It's into this big hall with just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of people.
Okay.
The person up front is someone you've never seen before, and you find some seats, and everybody's kind of sitting down waiting, and they're just kind of talking amongst themselves. You hear another gong, and everyone goes quiet, and the person up front says, "So, we've got something to decide on. Some people are sick of bacon, and they want sausage next week. Let's vote." And they're like, you hear some people be like, ugh. And other people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got excited.
And you see this machine behind this guy. That's pretty large. And it has 2 paddles, yay and nay on it, red and blue. And there's a number, like a ticker, essentially. And everybody gets in line, and they either vote yay or they vote nay. And
That's like a Squid Game situation. No,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
They
that,
all like go
that
up
idea,
and
yeah.
I love sausage.
I'm voting for bacon.
And so, on the big machine says yay equals bacon, nay equals sausage, and then it has a title says next week. And,
I'm totally voting bacon. Boop, boop.
Some people just like
You're not
leave,
allowed.
like they're just like, I don't care, so
yeah.
I'm gonna go. But it's up to you and the people that are there to decide.
They don't get to vote,
and
though.
you see an example of
Democracy in action.
essentially, yeah. And if you have any questions on who built the machine or anything like that, feel free to ask anyone around. Or you don't care.
Do you wanna
just
vote?
leave.
Yeah, I already voted for bacon.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I
it
also
depends on
voted
the
for bacon.
sausage. There's so many kinds of sausage.
That's
Breakfast.
A
You
good
had
point.
sausage?
I can assure you I have not. But I am aware of different kinds. I have prepared many kinds of sausage in my
But
day.
wait, they can't vote though, can they? Or it's everybody. It doesn't
Sweet.
matter.
No, they wouldn't get to vote.
Spicy.
No, they can't vote, and it's up to you to kind of keep your guests in check.
So what I'm seeing here is that in a
Hey,
world
you
where
don't get to
Erras
vote.
Vindt gets what he wants, only people in his special class get a vote. I see how it is.
It's not special.
Only his chosen few, only those who
We're not
choose to
chosen.
align
You're not
with
even-
his ideology
You're
get
not.
a vote in this so-called democracy.
You don't live here.
You don't live here, bruh.
Neither do they.
I
We're
didn't.
Embers.
They have been here as long as I have.
We're Embers.
I was not told there would be sausage.
Listen, I will vote for sausage. Okay.
But I voted for bacon, so.
And see, democracy can be corrupted. She is selling her vote.
And people can be dissuaded. All right. So
I vote for
anyway,
sausage.
the answer is you don't care who built the machine.
Uh-oh.
Should we care?
Yeah, should we?
He wrote it down.
It's all right.
He has a story.
It's okay. Sausage
So you
wins.
don't want to know.
Sausage wins! Yay!
Yeah.
In a vote of 23 to 14.
Ooh,
And Damien's like,
jumps up.
I'm becoming an Ember. This is it.
Holy shit. Also, cool machine. Like, what is the machine? Like, is it a big, like...
It's like a
Gears, like-
yeah, it's a big clockwork machine.
I picture it very Wizard of
Um,
Ozzy.
Is there a gnome around?
There are some gnomes in the party,
No.
in the groups, and yes, it
Does it
is.
seem,
there
does
were
it seem like
gnomes.
one of them's a tinkerer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forget.
Lots
I
of-
forget.
lots
I
of them
forget. I forget. We're not in real life.
And gnomes are okay here.
Gnomes are okay
I
here.
forget,
Yes.
gnomes are okay.
Yes, it is built by the gnomes. Thank you for asking.
Yay!
I imagine if we come
What's-
back, Gyrus will want to talk to the gnomes.
What's the wave of sausage gets past Endymion?
And the smell in the entire place changed from bacon to sausage.
Instantly. You said
Magic.
Sausage!
Anyway.
And some people are like, "Hey, which kind of sausage? Patties or links?"
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh,
that's
no!
a
The
big
entire
Gone!
system breaks
Oh.
down.
Like, all right,
We
we
should probably vote
we
yay or
need a new
nay.
The
vote.
entire place goes up in flames.
Crumbly sausage? There's so many kinds.
All right.
We really should have had a public forum before this.
There's only one type of
Okay,
bacon.
Leslie.
There's so many types of sausage.
Yeah, they go into yay or
There
nays
is
for all the
more
different
than-
kinds
Alright.
for like 30
There's-
minutes.
there's
So,
Canadian bacon.
That's not bacon.
It's called bacon.
bacon and hamburgers.
All right, here's how about this? This moment, this bacon or sausage moment, gives rise to a change in the Embers philosophy. They are now a rank order voting system.
What? No!
As in, you get to say, bacon is my choice as number one, but if I can't have bacon, then sausage links, and my last choice is sausage patties. And so you can say, like,
I see
1,
tiered.
2, 3.
Yeah.
And then
And then-
based on the
And the
totals...
worst of all
and
is
so-
Vi-Fast bacon.
Right, and then if no
Or,
no
I
choice
gotta be
gets
Frey
more
fast.
than 50% of the vote, it's a runoff between the top two.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh.
all right.
There's a system. In
Yeah,
it.
of course, makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Well-
so it is going down as the Bacon Sausage Initiative
Nice.
and will be forever henceforth stamped.
You know, that does a lot for
Nice.
Gyrus to
As-
convince him that this democracy
Who
thing
does
could
the
work.
recount? Is it Nafungol? Enough.
Yeah.
The recount. I mean,
If there's
the machine is
it's too
right there.
close.
There's no way to corrupt it.
So you say.
You don't know what's going on
Stop the steal.
behind this. And,
Right.
and they say, "Oh, you're confused or you're concerned about the inner workings." And they open it up, and now it's open source. Now you can see,
Sausage
you
is
can see
winning.
right
Stop
there.
the count.
You can see exactly how the gears are moving. There's no secrets. All right.
Everybody
Okay.
actually has like their own clicker now.
It's like going to college.
All
The things we latch on to. Sorry.
right.
How
So,
about this?
so they've changed their voting system into a rank order voting system, and you were here to witness it.
Wow, we are so fancy.
They have the tools in place to make a democracy work, and you saw it in action. All right. The session will start next week with you arriving at this town where, story goes, a rumor has it that goblins ran through town. They just ran through it, screaming,
Odd.
Okay.
yelling in goblin, I suppose.
Too bad not.
Very odd, indeed. And so Neela was sent to investigate.
So they ran through.
They just kept going.
Okay. Cool. Good.
Something scared
Great.
the goblins.
Yes.
Great.
You will arrive at the town, and the town says that, yeah, we don't know what happened. We knew of a goblin cave that direction, and we know about this Neela person. She's hard to miss. She looks like
Oh yeah, she has
this.
a scar. Is that
She-
Neela?
She looks
Yeah,
like this.
bitch.
Yes,
Sorry.
lady.
I was really thinking. I was really picturing the chef the whole time.
No, that's
Ray?
That's
Yeah.
Ray.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Thanks
Neela.
for the photo.
Yeah, you
Oh,
bet.
this was way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the
We
very
were
beginning.
fresh off the boat.
Damn, Neela.
All right, so they say, yeah, we know Neela. She went toward the Goblin Cave, and
Yeah, baby.
that's where we will start. Next session is you guys approaching the Goblin Cave, looking
Nice.
for Neela.
Fun.
2 embers and 2 half initiated, thinking
knows
about
how long
it.
we're gonna
Sparks.
stay
On the bubble.
Two sparks.
That's what they call you, Sparks.
Hey.
Oh, I hate that.
Sparky.
Well-
I don't want to be called Spark.
You're a Sparky, and you're called Sparky now.
Sausage.
All right,
Okay.
from here we'll end the session, and we'll pick up next week if everyone's cool with that.
Yes.
All right, bye everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Let's look at next.